Israel. Want to give a call Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, Wamalak Yahushai. Let's give an all honor and praises to the Most High and to His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, who we call Yahushai. I'm Soldier Donovan. I got Soldier Razatak with me today. They're trying to bring out an edifying class, man, in the Most High God name. Title of the class is You Judge, Now Let the Lord Judge You. You judge, now let the Lord judge you. Because, of course, everybody in Israel has seen the controversy and the things that's just going on in the Israelite community, man. And I'm going to tell you, it's just flat out simple. It's just weak as hell, man. Brothers go through adversity. Sisters go through adversity. And that stuff should never leave between and amongst us. When we have certain things, like we appoint kings over us to delegate what goes on with us. We do things in-house. Like Psalms 83, they make a tumult against them. So guess what? We have things against them. And we don't let these things go out between the breaches and let it be known across the four corners of the earth, man. Guess what? This is supposed to be in-house matters and all these things just like that. But guess what? We got certain brothers, certain sisters that just feel like the need that they just couldn't wait. And they were itching for somebody to fall, itching for some drama. And this is not what the Lord wanted us to do from the beginning, man. Let's get this first precept, man. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah. We're going to go to chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 10, man. 18. Yeah, man. What's going on, man? Shalom, shalom.
Jeremiah chapter
1 and verse 10.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse 10.
As a matter of fact, just jump up to verse 9.
Verse 9. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth.
So this is Jeremiah. The Lord called him from his womb, right, before he was even made, and told him this is what you're going to have to go do. So us as Israelites, this is basically the codex of what we should be doing as a nation of people when the Lord chooses to call us out of that darkness into his light, right? Read.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations.
So the Lord already set you above all people. He already made you an Israelite, made you the best thing on the planet, right? And you have to understand these things, right? Read.
And over the kingdoms.
And over all the kingdoms in the whole world, right? Read.
To root out.
To root out, read.
And to pull down.
To pull down.
And to destroy.
Right? Read.
And to throw down.
So guess what? The Lord wanted us to go out there and do all these things, man. Pull down the wicked imaginations that our people believe in. Pull down all them strongholds. Destroy all these damn doctrines, these demons that come against us on a day-to-day basis. The Lord literally wanted us to root out, pull down, and destroy all these things and throw down all their altars, man. Through the Spirit, man. This is what the Lord wanted us to do from the beginning. Tearing down certain strongholds that might be in your own household, in your family. Guess what? Through the midst of the camp, man. Guess what? It's nothing wrong for brothers being corrected or being judged. But guess what? The Lord has a flip side to this too. He said to pull down, to root out, to throw down, and to do these things. But what else? I read.
To build.
You got to build too, man. A lot of times brothers and sisters forget the whole point of the matter is to build the person back up, man. All of us was beaten and broken down by the precepts when we first got in the truth. When we didn't accept certain things. When we didn't accept the adversity that came with it. When we didn't accept not smoking no more, not whoring out the sisters, not being a whore, right? A lot of these things committed controversy within our spirits and within our flesh, man. But guess what? It's up to us as Israel, as us being Israelites. Guess what? One body under Mashiach Yahushua, to all take responsibility and all take the action to push forward these things to build, man. Not only to pull down, because everybody can destroy something. A kid can destroy something, but guess what? You start learning once you start learning how to build it back up, man. It says to build and what else?
And to plant.
And guess what? To plant, man. He had a wicked seed in him. Now guess what? You take that wicked seed and now you plant a good seed in him. A sure seed, man. The wicked seed out of that system, you put a good sure seed in there now, man. The Lord always wants us to root out, pluck up, and take all the bad and wickedness away from us. But we can never forget the second part of that. The Lord said Apollo's watered, man. And guess what? And then, okay, he said he gave the word, but guess what? The Lord got to get an increase. But the Lord can never give us increase if we're not choosing to try to help somebody out, man. It makes no sense that brothers and sisters can go on a day-to-day basis and sit and try to drag each other down when you got sins of your own that's weighing you down just as much as them, man. We all got to make this walk one by one. The Lord said narrow is the gate, man, and straight is the way. It's a one by one person thing, man. But guess what? We in this thing together, man. We in this thing for the kingdom together. Because if we all striving for the same thing, we push each other for the same thing. We pulling down that old man and old woman, and we building up a new man and a new woman, man. But guess what? That's why the Lord said, hey, if you gonna judge, hey, the Lord gonna judge you by that same measure, man.
Sure.
He gonna hold you to the same standard you hold somebody else to, regardless of whatever it is. Because the Lord requires a just balance with all these things, man. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 16, man. Just a couple opening precepts, man. Let brothers and sisters get in, man. Shabbat shalom to all the brothers, man, and sisters. Shalom, shalom, Sister Genesis, Shemek, Moses, man. Shalom, Andre. Shalom, shalom. Go ahead, all right. Proverbs 6 and 16.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
These 6 things doth the Lord hate.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
So these are some of the things that the Lord hates, man. Read.
A proud look,
Mm-hmm.
a lying tongue,
Read.
and hands that shed innocent blood.
So guess what? A proud look, a lying tongue. Because guess what? A lot of brothers and sisters are inferring or saying about what somebody else did. A lot of times we don't even know the whole matter because we wasn't there. We're not involved in it. But we always got 2 cents. Everybody always know Jake, modern day Jason, man. I don't want to be throwing my little 2 cents, but I think it ain't about what you think, man. That's why the Lord said it's with truth and with equity, man. Like the Lord said and Christ said in out his own mouth, John chapter 5 and verse 30, man. He said, as I see it, I judge, man. As it is coming, that's how you judge these things. If you don't know it, then guess what? Lay your hand upon your mouth. It's not going to kill you, man. That's just what it is, man. And we just got to get over these things, man. Get over the ego, the pride of just wanting to know everything, wanting to have it all in your hands so people can come to you and be like, oh, what happened? What happened? Man, Israel always requires a sign, and we always want drama. We always want more than what the Lord required us to do, man. Nobody reached out to try to check on one another. A brother or sister just got some hard rebuke, hard counseling. And instead of you helping the sister out, helping the brother out to build him and plant something back in him, guess what? You go on the limb and just, oh, let me go on social media. Let me say this about them. Let me say this about, oh, I bet they didn't know this neither. See, I had some stuff I ain't even, like, come on, man. Come on, man. That's weak as hell, man. You think that's thus said the Lord? That's off, man. But read on, not.
Verse 18. In heart that deviseth wicked imaginations.
Read.
Feet that be swift and run into mischief.
Because guess what? A lot of people were swift to run to this damn mischief, man. The whole thing was going on, and everybody and their daddy was running to try to get a piece of that, man. When he said, who wants some? Who else wants some of Debo, right? Guess what? The floodgates was open, and everybody said, well, let's go on a slip and slide, man. It makes no sense, man. And it's sad, man, to see brothers and sisters so happy for another brother and sister's downfall, man. You shouldn't be happy for that. If anything, it should be a disgrace to Israel. Guess what? You take it as what it is, and you try to do the things to be proactive, man. Because you don't know what you're doing. You sitting up there antagonizing and edging on the situation. You might have just pulled a brother and sister out the truth. They might have been leaning on you, looking at you, looking up to you. And they see how you do. They're like, man, they ain't no better than us in the world. They gossip, we gossip. They barely keep the law because of A, B, C, and D. So I really ain't got to do it. Now look at this thing, man. We all putting the ministry to blame. Not just the one person who fault it was. Now it's everybody, man. We got to be examples, man. We have to be examples. We got to be the perfect example. Christ was the perfect example, man. Think about how much he knew about everybody. Think about the woman that had sin that was laying with the men, man. He said, man, we're going to get to it, John chapter 8, man. He was like, man, look, we caught the sister. She was laying. We caught him in the midst of adultery. Think about what all he knew about her. Think of all he knew about them. He didn't go about and spread it like gossip. He let it be, man. Because the last thing you want to sit up there and try to put somebody to an open flame. But guess what? Shit, it's a double-edged pitchfork, man. You cooking, hey, they cooking too, man. We got to do these things, man.
Man, because I can't bug corner, man. Because, you know, even like I says, feet that be swift and run into mischief. Mm-hmm. It's like how Craig told Smokey, man, sit your ass down, man.
For real, man.
Because hey, the Lord could very well may trip you up, and then you be the next exposed thing on the chopping block, man.
Man, that's right, man. I'm talking about, that's right, man. Because Capt Jerubbaal said, man, perfectly. Man, if all our sins and everybody's sins were put out on public display on social media, nobody would be in the truth, man. Everybody would be talking about everybody. Everybody was still doing he said, she said things. And guess what? It wouldn't be right, man. This is exactly how it would go, man. And it's just what it is, man. Brothers, nobody is justifying what the brother did at all, man. Sure. Nobody's saying that it was right. Nobody's saying that it was, hey, it's not right at all, man. It's not. But guess what? Within these things, it's stages in counsel, man. It's stages in doing things in decency and in order. Guess what? You done plucked out that thing. You done rooted it out and you done destroyed it. But guess what? Now you got to plant something else, man. Now you got to build them. How many people are willing to do that? Because I'm going to tell you, coming into the truth, everybody was, I'm finna cut this person. I'm finna do this. I'm finna get all the precepts to cut up this, the Trinity doctrine. I'm finna do all of this, man. Can't nobody stop me. But what you going to do to build them up now, man? What is the gospel? What's the good news that we should be learning then? What is the light? Who is that light, man? You got all these precepts to cut, but you're not binding up those wounds, man. The gospel is to bind up the brokenhearted. And you don't got nothing to bind them up. You just catch a damn poor Jake walking up and down the street and you just sitting there cutting them. You nasty, you filthy, you dirty. It was like, well, how do I get clean? And you don't know. You know what I'm saying? But we got to realize these things. In the last days, the Lord is going to be trying us by our reigns, man. See where your mind really at. See if you really are Israelite or you just a keyboard warrior, man. The Lord going to try you, man. But read that on, verse 19.
Verse 19, a false witness that speaketh lies.
Read.
And he that soweth discord among brethren.
Because guess what? It's people that sow discord among brethren right now, man. They love drama. They love starting stuff. Now they poking the bear. The brother falling. Now he pulling everybody down with him. You sowing more discord than what it needs to be, man. We got to wake up as a nation of people and understand, hey, this is what we used to do back in the world, man. We're not in this world no more. Christ has called us out of this world. He said, you're not of this world. We got to stop acting like these people, man. Esau do that. That's why they got shows like Maury and damn Steve Wilkos show. Jerry Springer, damn Dr. Phil, man. They can have that, man. They can have all the drama. The Wendy Williams show, BET 106 in Park. Damn Real Housewives of Atlanta and all these damn talk shows. They can have that because they love spreading drama. They love gossiping. And they love belittling the next person. But we don't do that as a nation of people, man. And guess what? A perfect example was Saul and David. Saul literally tore David down to the bone. And David never reciprocated the energy, man. David was the main one weeping and proclaimed the fast, man, when he found out Saul and Jonathan had perished, man. This is how we should be as a nation of people, no matter how hard we fall, man. Understand and respect him for who he was. We trying to take this whole man away. We trying to just treat him like he was an average nigga, man. He did great works for the nation, man. We can't take that away from the brother, man. That's why I said nobody's justifying the right that he did, but you got to show the respect as needed, man. We all gonna fall in this truth. As many times you gonna fall, guess what? As many times your ass need to get back up. This is gonna be a true testament that not only to him, to his congregation, to his own spirit, to his family, man. And we got to be there to support him along the way. If he's truly repenting, coming back to his Lord, then guess what? We can do nothing but support that, man. The Lord said in, what's that, John chapter, let me get that real quick, man. Go to, I think it's 2nd John, man. 3rd John, chapter, verse 4, man.
The book of 3rd John, chapter 1, and verse 4.
Bring it out.
I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth.
And that's what we need to be doing, walking in truth, man. The Lord has no greater delight than to see us walking in truth, man. The truth hurts, the truth cuts, but also the truth builds, man. It establishes us. And guess what? This class is not just directed towards anybody specifically. This is for all of us, man. Because a lot of us give out judgment, but guess what? We can't take the judgment. We can't take correction. And that's off as hell, man. We got so many sins that we willing to tell about somebody else. Man, brother, you need to quit whoring out that sister, and you on the midst of cheating on your wife in the time being, man. Man, brother, you need to quit eating like that. You know, Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7, man. Leviticus 11, Deuteronomy chapter 14. You going off, brother. But you finna go home and go eat a shrimp scampi or something, man. We got to understand that the Lord is a just God. So whatever measure we meet with other people, he going to meet with you, man. Right. He going to see if you lining up with what he said, man. I'm talking about, man, come on, man. Let's hit this next precept. Go ahead, dog.
Even in verse 3, it says, "For I rejoice greatly when the brethren came and testified of the truth.
That's
that
right.
is indeed, even as thou walkest in the truth," man.
That's right, man.
Because, like, hey, we supposed to, because you got to think about it. If the angels are rejoicing when the sinner repents, or like even when a brother fall off and he get back up and try again, what you think we should be doing, man?
That's right.
Hey, we got to rejoice in these things and actually testify in this truth, man, because that's what it's all about. Even like how Ak was bringing out, man, we can't be just bashing one another, because, hey, that's worldly things, man. I mean, yeah, we rebuke them sharply according to Leviticus, you know, all the plethora of precepts, man. But we still, hey, build those brothers up.
That's right, man.
Or sisters up. Put that shit on there.
Because that's the thing, man. Nobody's justifying what the brother did. I'm not on here to give him a testament and here to backdoor and say that he was right about anything that he did. But the thing is, when we sitting here reflecting on that, every time that something happens within a nation or amongst your family, amongst your congregation, you should always self-examine yourself to see if you be in that right spirit, man. The Lord always tells us to constantly examine yourself, man. When these things happen, like, damn, his secret sin got found out in the midst of everybody. What is my secret sin? Dang, I hope I don't get found out. I need to repent. I need to do right, man. This is the spirit that it should move you in. Not to say, this boy got secret sin. I knew he was. I knew this nigga was wicked. That's wicked as hell to have wicked imaginations against your brother, man. It's literally a whole precept in the Bible said you can't imagine mischief against your brother, man. But guess what? Everybody had this own ideology and this thing about him, and I just knew it. Is something about him. I knew he was off, man. That's off as hell, man. We cannot do that, man. I'm talking about Moses putting some great precepts in there, man. Let's go to Sirach, man, chapter 12. I'm gonna start at verse 8, man. Yeah, man, Sirach 12 and 8.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity.
Because guess what? I'm pretty sure he thought he had a lot of friends. A lot of people he could depend on for a pick-me-up, for some help, for some counsel, for some guidance, man. We all need these things, man. We all need help. We all need a pick-me-up, man. We all did. Christ himself even needed angels to strengthen him in his time and his hour of temptation, man. We all need somebody to lean on in these last days. It says a friend cannot be known in prosperity, but read.
And an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
Because guess what? When adversity comes, you're going to see who is really with you, man. You're going to see who's really there to support you or who's just waiting for your downfall, man. I'm going to tell you, a lot of brothers and sisters, man, sometimes brothers and sisters fall out the truth because when they fall, there's nobody there to help them up. We always throw on the precepts of, see, two is better than one. Yeah, we all gather together, man. We all is one. Can two not agree together except they have heat? Or except they, but it's no gathering in the midst of these things, man. The Lord said, hey, separate yourself from all those people who speak out against this epistle. Note that man and have no dealings with him, but guess what? Don't hate him as an enemy, but yet admonish him as a brother. Guess what? You want to correct these people in decency and in order. Get on their ass. Let them take the chastisement and know that they don't have judgment coming from the Lord. But at the same time, with this same thing, we got to show that grace and mercy that Christ came for, man. Because if we was holding everybody to the same letter of the law, guess what? We just would have took him out in the midst of the congregation and stoned his ass to death and wiped our hands with it, man. But that's not what it is now. Guess what? If a brother or sister has an ought and they go off and the judgment is given out, then boom. You take your lick and keep going. Then you got brothers and sisters to help pick you back up, man. I'm talking about this is what we need, man. But read on, huh?
Verse 9. And the prosperity of a man enemies, a man enemies will be grieved. But in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Because it says in the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. They mad that you doing good, that you doing all these things all of the Lord, man. They mad as hell. Damn, why ain't this brother fail, man? Damn, bro, I thought I just threw up a fast. But guess what? Because even other people in Acts, man, they threw a fast. They said they weren't going to stop fasting until they had killed Paul, man. They're like, we ain't gonna stop until we kill this nigga, man. You have literally people in Israel praying for your downfall, man. That's off as hell, man. You should not want that for none of your brothers and sisters, no matter how bad that you feel like they rubbed you the wrong way, however they did you wrong. Because guess what? If you're doing that, you know better than, guess what? Judas Iscariot, man. You know better than, what's the brother name, man? Nabal, man. You are no better than any of these prophets or any of these brothers or sisters that prayed for the downfall of our own nation, man. You know better than alchemists, man. Going into the destruction of Nicanor and all these things, man. You know better than these brothers and sisters, man. You should be wanting to pick somebody up instead of tearing them down. Guess what? If you have to get on somebody's ass and correct them, thus said the Lord, then do it. The Lord said, hey, we are allowed to judge. But guess what? The Lord said, hey, you also commanded to build up too. If you're going to destroy, you're going to plug down, you're going to break that shit down to the T, you better build his ass up the same likewise, man.
It's a way that you do that, too.
And it's a damn good way to do that, man. But it says, hey, it's how it said, the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but read.
But in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Because guess what, man? A friend will depart in adversity. When things get hard and they see all the spotlight on you, I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to be caught or seen with that nigga. Man, come on, man. What if Jonathan, all the stuff that King David was going through was like, yeah, you kind of getting a lot of heat. I can't mess with you right now. King David probably would have been dead, man. We know the Lord would have delivered him out of all those things, but Jonathan loved this man, man. With the love of a woman, he had so much love for King David. Just think about these things, man. Think if a friend departed, that friend departed from him, man. What a state he would have been in. King David was at his lowest of lowest, running from the king. King trying to kill him. Had a whole nation out to set to kill that one man, man. Come on, man. It says, doesn't the Lord expose those who are hypocrites? Just asking, but I do know we have our own sin. That's the point of the whole matter, all right? The Lord is going to expose these people, man. And that's why I said it's always time to keep your mind and keep your guard up, because you talking about one brother or talking about this one sister, and then guess what? Now your ass is on the chopping block, man. Come on, man. That's the exact point of these things, man. That's what the Lord said in Matthew 7, judge not lest ye be judged, man. That's our next precept, man. Let's go get there, man.
Even like at the end of that now, it says, but in his adversity, even a friend would depart. So even with that, like brothers that claim to be their brother's friends, hey, y'all should be with him at this very time. Yeah, he's supposed to have his little moment, you know, by himself to get himself in order.
That's right.
But not even with him, just like with that whole camp in general, man. That don't mean we turn our back on them brothers when they want to do a unity camp, man.
That's right.
And that be because it be brothers on Facebook, you know, all the time bashing that you know, that type of situation that was going on. But I'm like, we ain't dealing in that type of spirit, because we all got the same mission, trying to make it to the kingdom.
That's right, man.
That's the whole mission, man. Yeah, we have differences in doctrines and all that, but as long as there ain't nothing that's you trying to, you know, cause division and, you know, stuff along them lines, hey, we still gonna deal with them brothers, man. Thus saith the Most High God.
Because it may be difference in doctrines, but it's all the same damn law, man.
That's right.
We all know we commanded to love one another. Every camp should abide by Leviticus 19 and 17. If you not, you fucking off, man. And I excuse my French, but you off as hell, man.
That's right.
If you're not abiding by Leviticus 19:17, Romans chapter 13 and verse 8, and all these things, man, you off, man. That's right. You should always want to show that brotherly love or sisterly love to anybody, man. Man, that's right, all right. It says, yes, Khan, it's not, yet it's not the same. It's like I can't read, my eyes bad. It said, yet it's not that simple. If this case carries out forever, we weren't done being uplifted, neither humbled with another. Man, that's right. But guess what? That's why the Lord said you got to keep going. Right. The Lord said you perfecting this thing. It's a righteous rehearsal. Right. Guess what? We need to practice being righteous and loving one another, rebuking one another, correcting one another. Because when Christ comes, he's not going to do all of this, man. Guess what? If you walk around as a talebearer, you walking up and down gossiping, the Lord is not going to just brush it off his shoulder and be like, hi, that was a funny meme. He's going to kill you, man. That's right. The Lord would probably have mercy on that person whose sin it was. I don't know. I don't know the judgment of the Most High God or Christ at that time. You don't know these things, man. Like, even when we get to the sister in John chapter 8, man, he knew that sister was off. But he said, well, he is without sin. Let him cast the first stone then. Because he know he could have cast the first stone. He was a man without sin. But the thing is, he had to call out the fakes, man. Because a lot of these people that's putting brothers and sisters on blast on social media and making videos and classes about it, these are be the same people that's up on that chopping block, man. Whether it be here or whether it be in the kingdom, man.
Well, that's the spirit, man, because Christ didn't throw no damn stone, man.
He didn't. He could have threw one.
He could have, but he didn't.
I'm talking about
that's
for
how
real.
humble Christ was, man.
That's right, man. I'm talking about, he said, he was without sin cast the first stone. You see, they didn't say, well, why don't you throw it? Because they knew that was off, man. He would have threw a damn stone at everybody around that mud. Come on, man. We got to look at these things in the spiritual aspect, man. Let's get that Matthew 7:1. Now, go ahead.
Oh, shit. I went to jail. We were finna get the Capt.
Nah, you good, man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 1. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
Because whatever we give out, we going to have to take, man. You throw 2 left hooks at a brother or sister, be prepared for 2 left hooks to come back, man. I'm talking about, you throw a left hook, right jab, uppercut, you better be looking for the same stuff, man. You can't be throwing all these punches and throwing all these things like you Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather and expect somebody to come back and try to Hello Kitty you and try to, you know, push you around or something like we in middle school. You got to expect the same thing back, man. That's how we make the ministry not to be blamed. That's how we continue to build. And that's how iron sharpens iron, man. This is how these things go forth. This is how these things proceeded, man. We all trying to perfect the ministry in our craft and being perfect and being a good example, not only for the people of Israel, but those in the world that may be a part of the Lord's elect, man. So we can never judge overly that we wouldn't judge ourselves, man. Or guess what? Even if you are, you better make sure your damnedest that you fulfilling your role too, man. Because when the Lord come and knock at your door and see what you looking like and updo your skirt and check your fruits, man, you better hope that you got it, man. You better hope that you damn got it. Because if not, hey, you in the world of a rude awakening, man. Come on, man. Let's go to Romans. I read that earlier. Romans chapter 2, man.
Ain't no lie, man, because even with that verse 3, you can precept that mud with that 2 Ezra 5 and 42, man.
That's
judgment
right.
is like a ring.
That so is, man.
You throwing that judgment out, hey, just know that judgment coming back on you if you ain't doing thus saith the Lord.
Right back, man. And what you gonna do when it touch you, man? Because guess what? If that judgment was to come to you, you gonna have your friends to lean on? You gonna have brothers and sisters to lean on? Or do you want to get treated the same exact way that brother did? Or that sister did? She got put on a high skillet, and guess what? People just left her there to die. Come on, man. It comes to a point where you got to understand, hey, this brother going to need this sister need this for her spirit to get away and tear down that damn wicked-ass spirit. But guess what? Where's the building, though? Where's the planting? I'm pretty sure the elders and who it is whom he may have sought counsel from, guess what? They probably cut his ass down to a T and made him feel this big. But I bet you that damn mustard seed and that plant that they put in them was just the same size, man. They took the wicked root out and they tried to put a righteous seed in them. Now it's up to him give his due diligence and let the Lord give him the increase again, man. But guess what? You better make sure that you're doing the same thing, because the Lord gonna hold you to the same weight, man. And I ain't just talking to all y'all. I'm talking to my damn self, man. I'm talking to my damn self, man. I gotta make sure that I'm ready for whatever come with it. And I just hope, hey, the Lord have mercy on me, man. Romans chapter 2, all right?
Talking to y'all, talking to self.
For real.
Start at 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Romans chapter 2, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Therefore, thou art an excuse.
Yeah, man.
This is the book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 1. Therefore, thou art inexcusable, old man, whosoever thou art that judges.
Okay, so you got some water, man? I say I got a little something. I'm going to read this, man. Romans chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou that judgest, for when thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself. Because the same way that you sitting up there going up and down, telling the brother what they wrong and what they off at, you're going to have to get met by that same thing. And you're not going to be excused from that thing, man. Because why? You know the precepts. You going on a brother ass. I'm talking about going hard about birthdays, shrimp, crab, pork, lobster, the dietary law, the ceremonial law. So the Lord like, oh, okay. Oh, so you know this. Oh, okay. But you just kept a birthday last week. I just caught your ass eating some shrimp po' boy a day ago. All right. I got something for your ass, man. But read on, not. Salaki. Thou condemnest thyself, for thou that judges does the same thing. You're doing the same exact damn thing, man. But verse 2.
Verse 2. But we are sure that the judgment of God is according to truth.
Because that's what it is, man. We got to let God be true and every man a lie, man. Guess what? The brother done took all the precepts that he needed for his spirit, man. It should done cut him down to, I'm talking about minuscule, man. It said it even gets to the marrow and to the joints, man.
Sure.
I know the brother been cut down, man. Not only by his peers, by his elders, by captains, by leaders, whatever the case is. We know this. When brothers and sisters go through counseling, that's what come with it. But that's why the Lord is about truth, man. But then you got brothers and sisters backdooring and, yeah, this nigga here weak as hell. Yeah, he softened them up. See, I knew it. And then you making memes, you making posts, you promoting your own damn book in the midst of all of this. Man, I got all the juice and all the secrets, man. Join my group, man. And while y'all at it, come buy my book. That's wicked as hell, man. No precepts and no Lord is in that truth, man. That's wicked and that's off as hell. But watch this, read.
Against them which commit such things.
Read.
And thinkest thou this?
He said, but you thinking this. I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters who think like this. Read.
O man, that judges them which do such things.
Man, you going hard. You judging them that do all these things, right? Read.
And doest the same.
You doing the same exact thing. He got secret sins. Your ass got secret sins. Read.
That thou shalt escape the judgment of God.
And you just think your ass is going to make it for the judgment of God, man. That the Lord is going to be like, la da 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 da. Like he just going to go on about his merry day and he don't see your sins, man. I want the Lord to blot out all my sins, man. I want the Lord to blot out everybody's sins. But we know the cases ain't so, man. We're going to have to be met by some measure of the law. And what we broke and what we went off against, guess what? It's going to be measured in the balance, man. I would always want the Lord to blot out all my past transgressions, my sins, and my iniquities, man. Right. So why would I want to hold somebody else to all their sins and their iniquities, man? Why would I want to do that? It makes no sense that I would want to do that to a brother. Because matter of fact, man, that's going to be our next precept, man. Let's go to Sirach, man. I'm going to say Sirach chapter 28. Sirach 28, man, verse 1.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 28, and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord, and he will surely keep his sins in remembrance.
Read on.
Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he had done unto thee. Because
the Lord said, forgive your neighbor the hurt that he done unto thee. Because guess what? He did allow the ministry to have a breach. He is a big face. He said, you got to forgive him, though. Because guess what? He's still a man, a man just like us, man. He gonna fall just like everybody else.
That's right.
Sisters is gonna fall the same exact way. Brothers gonna fall the same exact way, regardless of your rank, your status, or whatever you think you are, man. He said, forgive your neighbor, man. Because watch this, read.
So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest.
Because when you forgive a brother, man, and you truly and sincere about it, the Lord will forgive you for your sins and iniquities, man. You forgive a brother for going off, man. And the Lord forgive you for going off against him, man. That's how these things go. Because if you watch, it's gonna explain itself. Watch this, read.
Verse 3. One man beareth hatred against another.
Read.
And doth he seek pardon from the Lord?
Guess what? You hate this brother down to the bones now. You dragging him through the mud. You putting him all through there, man. Putting his feet, putting his damn mouth on the bricks, man. And you seeking pardon from the Lord, man. It's an example to that. And I think in Matthew, man, the man owed the king some money, and the king said, you know, it's okay. I'm gonna let you make it. But then somebody owed him money. He wanted to kill him.
That's right.
I wish I could find that example too. But guess what? Y'all know the example, brothers and sisters that know. Man, I'm talking about you gonna hold them down to it. But when the shoe was on the other foot, hey, you wanted that pardon. You wanted that forgiveness. And that's what we should be seeking right now. The Lord to forgive you in your time and your iniquity, man. Just as much as anybody else, right? But read.
He showed no mercy to a man, which is like himself.
And you ain't showing no mercy. He the same person just like you, man. The same exact person, man. He put on, guess what? He put on his fringes. He keep the law. He read his Bible just like you, man. He try to do his best to be the best man or the best woman that she can be every single day. She, guess what? She put on her tribe proudly every day. She try to put on her nation proudly every single day. But guess what? You ain't forgiving them. You ain't showing no mercy. Now, what if Christ did the same thing, man? What if Yahweh did the same thing? During the time of Exodus, he killed everybody, what, 40 and up, right? Mm-hmm. What if he just said, nah, bump that. I'm going to kill all y'all. Come on, man. What if instead he said it's saving the 8 persons in the days of Noah, he said, I ain't saving nobody. What if he said, hey, I'm not going to send my only begotten son for y'all? Then what? Come on, man. There's a lot of times where the Lord showed us a lot of mercy. Sure. That some of us damn right, I know I damn right didn't deserve, man. And I'm appreciative every moment that I get that I can be in this truth, man. But you're not showing mercy to another person that's right there with you, man. It says, so what should you do if you can't forgive somebody? Well, the Lord wants you to forgive, man. The Lord commands us to forgive, man. It said, how many times shall I forgive my brother? 7 times 70? The Lord said, hey, yeah, to 7 times 70. Right. You have to forgive your brother. Not needless to say you can't, you don't have to forget it. And because now you move a little different. You don't have to, hey, I'm still commanded to love you, but I'm going to love you from a distance, man.
Right. That's why you got them terms, forgive and
but never forget, man.
Never forget.
I'm talking about, hey, you are commanded to forgive your brothers and sisters, man. The Lord said this, man. But read on, huh?
And doth he ask forgiveness of his own sins?
That's right, man. Read on, huh?
If he that is but flesh nourisheth hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins?
Because guess what? If you're nourishing hatred, man, that means you just holding on to that pain, whatever they did against you, you just holding on to it. You're nourishing like a baby, man. You kind of put a little bit more on it on your mind. That way you can stay mad a little bit longer. Kind of let it thump in your brain a little bit, man. Kind of make sure, like, ooh, I can't stand this brother. Ooh, I can't stand this sister. I can't believe they did that. And you just keep on nourishing it like it's a damn child, man. Who do you think you're going to go to seek out pardon from, man? The Lord wants you to forgive all these things, come back as a babe. But guess what? Your babe is sin and you nourishing it up, man. That's right. You nourishing that hatred, man. Come on, man. That's wrong, man. And we got to let it go as a nation of people. If you can't let it go, guess what? That's maybe something you need to pray on, fast on. Guess what? Seek out counseling for. How to get rid of these certain spirits and demons, man. That's a spirit, man. If you can't forgive, man. It's a lot of things that people that done against me or have said to me that I never got back to, because guess what? I forgive you for it, man. Right. Now I understand how to move around you now. I understand what to do around you, but I forgive you, man. You still gonna get the same shalom I get at everybody else. I love you just like everybody else, man. Guess what? Christ loved all his people, man, that followed after him, man. He loved those people who didn't follow after him. But guess what? Even in the midst of that, he had his 12. Within the midst of that, man, he had his 3, man. It's levels to this thing, man. But you have to come.
He loved Judas, man.
I'm talking about he loved everybody, man. But not everybody of Israel. Let me say it like that, though.
That's right.
Because Christian to come and clip that, take it, and try to burn it for a CD, man. He loved all of Israel, man. All 12 tribes, man. The northern and southern kingdom, man. Those people, man. I knew it was Matthew 18. That's what I was finna pull to. That's in the spirit, man. All praise. But verse 6, all right?
Verse 6. Remember thy end, And let enmity cease.
Because remember the end, bro. We all trying to make it to the damn kingdom, man.
That's right.
We all want to have our place in this place. We don't want to have our place that burns with lake and fire and brimstone. We don't want to be there. We all want to make it to the kingdom. That's the end. The end all be all is to keep the commandments and live, man. To make it out of this wicked place. To come out of the land of the north and come out of Babylon. That's our way. That's our end, man. To come back under Hamashiach Yahushua. That's our end. It said, let enmity cease. Let all that enmity and all that hatred, all the malice and all these things go. Let it go, man. L-I-G it. What benefit is it? You keep on dragging the situation. You keep on. The Lord already done punished them and sore punished them enough, man. But you like, nah, I got to keep on. I got to keep pushing. This nigga just got to feel me. Man, come on, man. The Lord already gave it to him, man. You trying to revenge. You basically trying to give out the judgment yourself, man. And guess what? The Lord gonna meet your ass with that same thing, man. Guess what? If not more. But read on, all right?
Remember corruption and death, and abide in the commandments.
That's right, man. Read on, last verse.
Remember the commandments, and bear no malice to thy neighbor.
Read.
Remember the covenant of the highest, and wink at ignorance.
Because guess what? A lot of people just ignorant as hell, man. Some people understand that they need to do right, but they just don't. You just ignorant, man. We got to wink at these things. Christ winked at our ignorance, right? The Most High winked at our ignorance. We got to wink at other people's ignorance, man. Man, he just ignorant. I'm not finna bother it. I'm not finna mind it. Because guess what? We doing the same thing during these classes, man. It's a lot of ignorant people that I seen online. And if I didn't forgive those brothers and I didn't keep that thing, I'd be telling who it was. I'd be going down their name, down a long list, telling them exactly what they said. But guess what? I forgive them brothers because they just ignorant, man. But the Lord also said, if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant, man. That's just what it is, right? But let's go to, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that, man. Let's go to Matthew. Let's just start at verse. Start at 21. Matthew 18:21.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Yahushua said unto him, I say not unto thee, unto 7 times, but unto 70 times 7.
Read.
Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents.
He said, which owed him 10,000 talents, right? Read.
Before as much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife, and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made.
Read.
The servant therefore fell down and worshiped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all.
Guess what, man? He seeking out patience, man. He said, man, have patience with me, man, and I'll give you back everything, man. When we falling, we seeking the Lord right now, man. Lord, just don't take your spirit away. Lord, just don't kill me. Lord, don't do these things, man. And the Lord hears our prayers, man. But guess what? When you seeking pardon from guess what? He gonna have to seek pardon from his congregation. He gonna have to go to the leaders that was right beside him. Go to his friends. Go to his congregation and apologize, man. But which person are you? You finna be this person we finna read, or it's gonna be the one right after that? We finna see, man. Read, all right?
Then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion and loosed him and forgave him the debt.
So guess what? Are we gonna forgive the brothers and sisters they did what they did against us, man? Or are we gonna harbor it and we gonna make sure that you give me everything, man? Come on, man. This is what the Lord said the kingdom is likened unto. We are practicing a righteous rehearsal right now in this day, man. Are you going to forgive the brother or sister? Or guess what? You're going to harbor it and hold it in and never let it go, man. Come on, man. Read on, all right?
But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence.
I'm talking about, it's just 100 pence. He owed the king 10,000 talents. Was it 10,000?
Yeah.
10,000 talents. But he only owed you 100 pence. Come on, man. Read, though. Right?
And he laid hands on him.
I'm talking about he was straight up whooped him. He didn't try to hear him plead. He didn't ask for his forgiveness. He didn't tell him what he had to do. He just whooped up on him and whooped him, man. A brother get lacked out in the streets, the first thing y'all do is gonna stomp him out when he down, man. Come on, man. What type of spirit are we moving in, man? What type of spirit is that, man? Read on, huh?
And took him by the throat, saying, pay me that thou owest.
I'm talking about you got him like this, man. You gonna pay me, man. Yeah, you got all this sin. Yo, you gonna have to do this for me. You gonna have to join my ebook. You gonna have to join my club. You gotta join my group and get my book, man. Or guess what, nigga? I ain't never letting this go. Or sister, your ass is gonna have to do all of this stuff right here because you sinned, man. But guess what? When the shoe is on the other foot and you getting your ass choked out by the Lord, I bet you gonna ask for some damn pardon, man. You gonna, hey, Lord, forgive me, please. It's gonna be too late, man.
That's right.
Man, I'm talking about, we gotta wake up, man. Read on, huh?
And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all.
Guess what? Now the servant fell and said, bro, after he done got whooped and done got choked out, man, he fell to his feet and said, man, still have patience with me, man. Read, all right?
And he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt.
Now I'm talking about, man, are we gonna be them type of people, man? You gonna be the one to hold them all the way up to the letter of the law? Not have no grace, no mercy, no compassion? Come on, man. What you gonna tell the brother next? He gotta make a sin offering, man?
Right.
He gotta go up and go make a damn altar or something? Come on, man. We are supposed to forgive one another in these times, man. Nobody is saying what the brother did is correct, man. Nobody's saying what the brother did is right nor justified. He gonna have to pay for his sins just like everybody else. Sure. But while we going through this time and going through this captivity, you better make sure damn well, man, that you forgiving one another in this truth, man. The brothers and sisters are going to fall in this thing, man. But when you see that brother getting back up or that sister getting back up on their high horse, they doing a thing that the Lord commanded them to do, guess what? That's what we sit up there and build with each other with, man. We don't sit up here and just hold them down to this thing. You remember you did this 2 months ago, 3 years ago, 2 weeks ago? You don't do that, man.
Right.
It's bad enough they trying to let go of the youth, that old man, that old woman. They got to be an example, man. Let brothers and sisters be the example and don't hold them to that old man and old woman. Because I'm pretty sure when all of us came into the truth, all your friends and all your family back in the world held you to that old man and that old woman. It's like, nah, don't remember me for that. Remember for who I am now. That was an old me who did some bad stuff in the past, man. I'm a new person now. Not needed to say you're not going to fall in this truth. But it means to say that, hey, you forget that old man, that youth, that it said, hey, despise not thy youth, but be an example to those that don't believe in, man. This is what we doing now in these last days, brothers and sisters. Don't forget these things, man. Come on, man. But read on, all right?
Verse 31.
Jump down 32.
Verse 32. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desirest me. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant?
Come on, man. We get all this compassion and mercy from the Lord. We should show the same thing, man. That's what the Lord was just saying right now when we read in Sirach chapter 28, man. But read on.
Even as I had pity on thee. And his Lord was wroth, and delivered him to the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you.
Right.
If ye from your hearts forgive not everyone his brother that trespasses.
And guess what, sisters? That was the answer to what you was asking earlier, man. And the Heavenly Father gonna hold you to the same thing. If you can't forgive, and you can't you can't forgive a brother and sister for their trespasses against you, when the Lord gonna hold you to every trespass you had against him, man. And we just gotta learn how to do these things and not to go to hell off, man. Talking about get the beam out of our own eyes first, man. Let's go to Sirach, man. Go back to Sirach, chapter 19. We're gonna start at verse 8. Been in Sirach a lot, man. Been in Sirach and Psalms. Sirach 19 and 8.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 8.
Matter of fact, start at verse 7.
Verse 7. We heard
Matter of fact, start at verse 5.
Verse 5. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned.
If you take pleasure in being a wicked ass person and always want to be involved in that, the Lord gonna condemn your ass, man. Read.
But he that resisted pleasures crowded his life.
That's right. Read.
He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife.
Mm-hmm.
And he that hated babbling shall have less evil.
Because when you hate all that, all the murmuring, all complaining, all the gossiping, hey, what did the Lord say? You say you're gonna have less evil in your household, in your life, in your spirit, man. Come on, man. If you hate all of that drama and all that mess, then you're gonna have less evil in your life, man. Because the Lord, man, I'm gonna read this real quick, man. What's that? Salakia, man. Sirach chapter 11. I'm gonna read this real quick, man. Sirach chapter 11, and I'm gonna start at verse 10. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 9. Strive not, Sirach chapter 11, verse 9. Strive not in the matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. My son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by flying. Or is that fleeing? Mine saying flying. 11 and 9. That was 10. The last word.
Fleeing.
By fleeing, man. Because guess what, man? Hey, you meddle much. You all dibble and dabble in everybody else's business and gossip. And you all in this thing. So guess what? Hey, when it's in there and you in there deep, you can't get away from the judgment now. You are in it. You wanted to be in that business so much that you put yourself in there. Now you in it, man. You wanted to be so involved in another person's business so bad. Now the Lord said, okay, well, here. You bear the same indignation. You bear the same sin, man. Because you might not be doing that certain sin, but you right there with it. You a monkey see, monkey do, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna go back, though. Read that Sirach 19 and verse 7 now.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 7.
19 and 7.
What? 19 and verse 7, Shalaki. Rehearse not unto another that which is told unto thee, and thou shalt fare never the worse.
Because if that was what it was, it would have been ended. We would have never heard it, man. It would have never reached outside of them walls and that congregation, man. But guess what? Some brother just had to. I had to put this brother on blast. And then him putting him on blast made the brother come out and make a statement, make a speech. Not only that, now the brother is in a dark place. He don't got nobody to lean on. So now I'm finna try to do what I got to do to scrape up and salvage what I can. That's not the right thing we should be doing, man. We shouldn't be making brothers and sisters have to do these certain things and put them in these awkward and bad positions, man. Because if we don't know nothing about it, I'm not finna speak about it.
That's right.
I don't know nothing what's going on with that brother. I don't got nothing going on with this congregation. It's not my business.
Right.
Guess what? Hey, we understand the brother went off. Okay, cool. What's next? What are we building them with? Okay, cool. We're going to have a fast. Okay, all praise to the Most High. Let's do it. This is what our mindset should be. We're not going to go about hey, did you hear what? Hey, did you hear it? Hey, I bet you ain't heard it. I got something for the... No, come on. We're not doing that, man. We got to stop that. That's what people used to do back in the world, man. That's why they got social media outlets to go do all of that, man. The Lord gave us this right here. You want to sit up there and talk about do something, do this? Hey, use the precepts, man. Use your understanding. Let's not do it like that, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 8. Whether it be it's a friend or a foe.
Read.
Talk not of other man's lives.
Read that again, Doc.
Whether it be to friend or foe.
Whether it's somebody you like or somebody you can't stand. Read.
Talk not of other man's lives.
Man, it just said, it said go ahead and tell it because you don't like that nigga.
Talk not of other man's lives.
Man, that's my partner, but I just gotta tell you what he did.
Talk not of other man's lives.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, but just don't tell nobody else. Just stay between us.
Talk not of other man's lives.
The Lord said don't talk about other men's lives, man. But watch this, read. It's finna clear it up, though.
And if thou canst without offense, reveal them not.
Because guess what? If you can talk, you can say, hey, man, this brother, man, yeah, man, I might need some counsel. I might need some help, man. And you not offending the brother, you're not going off against him, then you can do that. But if you talking about another man's life and you offending him, you going hard on this brother, and this brother weak as hell, man. He soft in the mud, man. He this, man, she that. Man, I heard she did it. Man, that's off, bro. That's off, sister. on, man. Like, read on, Doc.
For he heard and observed thee, and when time cometh, he will hate thee.
Because I promise you, brother and sister will never forget what somebody said when they was down, man. When they was down and out and they seen all the world was against them, they gonna remember who said what. And who gonna try to smile in their face when these things get ugly, man. Come on, man. Read on.
If thou hast heard a word, let it die with thee.
And that's what it should have been, man. Regardless. The brothers and sisters who knew the business, when it came out, it's not time to, let me tell my side of the story. It's not. Let it die with you, man. Let it be. Like, it's gonna read on, bro. It's not gonna, man, just read, dog.
And be bold. It will not burst.
You ain't gonna blow up, man. I just gotta, it's burning inside of me. I gotta tell it. No, man, you don't. Read on, dog.
A fool travaileth with a word, as a woman in labor of a child.
Because I'm going to tell you, man, it's grown men that's sitting there on their bed. They're like, ooh, I just got to tell it. Ooh, I just got to get on my phone. I just, like a damn woman, man. This is a woman in travail. Women sit there and groan and moan and be in pain, and it be men on their bed, wiggling their damn feet, rubbing their feet together on their bed, man. Might be trying to rub their socks off so bad they trying to tell some business, man. I'm talking about, I don't know how brothers and sisters were raised, but you don't do that with certain places where people grow up at, man. That's how things go down. That's how, hey, I'm talking about, hey, you can find out what you is, man. But read on.
As an arrow that sticketh in a man's thigh, so is a word within a fool's belly.
That's right, man. But read on.
Admonish a friend. It may be he had not done it, and if he have done it, that he do it no more.
Man, you correct your brothers and sisters, man. Because if he done it, okay, he did it. And then you just hope he don't do it no more, man. You said correct them flat out, point blank, period, man. Come on, man. It's just what it is. I'm talking about, hey, that's thus said the Lord, man. That's not thus said me. Lord said that I didn't, man. Shit on one, man. Let's go ahead and get that John chapter 8, man. We winding down, man.
Yeah, man, because it ain't like the word of the Lord shut up in your bones, man. That'll probably burst you because you're going to want to get the truth out, man.
That's right,
hey,
man.
But unrighteousness and, stuff, secrets and all that, you ain't supposed to do that, man. Hey, especially if it's like to bash the brother and, to bring him down low.
Yeah, that's right, man. You don't want to give faulty message and a bad sign. That's a bad sign for our nation of people, man. Because guess what? If you do have to make a public statement about something, that's fine. But in the midst of that, you better make sure you're doing all the right things, man. You breaking the brother down. You breaking the sister down. You telling them what they did off, what's going on. But make sure you building that sister or building that brother back up at the same time, man. Because it's a lot of times where it just be one-sided, man. You just cutting, and there's no building, man. All the things that I seen this week has all been tearing down this one brother, man.
Sorry.
It's been a few. I'm not going to say. It's been a few with brothers and sisters like, man, y'all sitting up here tearing this brother down, but we all got things we got to fix. We all got things we need to do better with each other, man. Guess what, man? Guess what? If you hate a brother in your heart, that's murder.
That's right.
The same thing with anybody else are doing. So guess what? You still known as a murderer. What if somebody go up and down? You a murderer. This nigga's a murderer. Make a meme about you murdering somebody, man. Come on, man. For real, though. That's how the Lord characterized certain things, man. You hate, hey, you are a murderer. What if somebody walking up and down and don't let you live from you being a murderer? When you trying your best to love everybody, forgive your neighbors, man, for they oughts against you. Continue to try to strive and press towards the mark. Because back in the day, you couldn't stand a nigga. Now you got to love these niggas, man.
That's right.
You couldn't stand a damn Mexican. You couldn't stand none of your own people. No northern and southern kingdom. You couldn't stand them. Couldn't stand the smell or couldn't stand the sight of them. But now guess what? We commanded to. And we trying our best to do it, man. Come on, man. We got to see it for what it is. We got to, man. Go ahead. I agree there.
It's the book of John, chapter 8. I'm going to start at verse 8, verse 1.
Let me see. No, you can start at verse
3.
Yeah, start at verse 3.
This the book of John, chapter 8, verse 3. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery, in the very act.
We done caught her bent over. Man, Christ, we caught her. She was right there bent over. She was finna give it up. We caught her. What to do with that? Y'all just moved to do that. The way, come here. No, we finna get you and take you. You caught her in the very act. What was to do with that? But watch this read.
Now Moses and the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou?
Because guess what? They really trying to be some smart asses, man.
What?
I'm straight smart. Well, hey, when they get carried down in the men's congregation, you know what that means. But what you think? What you think, brother? What you think? They think he finna give an answer as a corner man.
What sayest thou?
Yeah, I'm talking about what you think about it, Christ? Moses said this. Like a Christian love to say, man. Paul said this, but what you think? I think Paul and Christ was on the same accord.
That's right.
I think Paul, Moses, and Christ was all on the same damn accord, man.
That's right.
But watch this read.
Verse 6. This they said, tempting him,
Mm-hmm.
that they might have to accuse him.
Read.
But Yahushua stooped down, and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not.
Because he just like, man, he got to wink at these boys' ignorance, man. He's like, man, these niggas here, man, they just, okay. So instead of y'all trying to keep the law, instead of y'all trying to study to see where point I'm coming from, y'all niggas gonna catch people in the midst of adultery, and y'all just bring me the woman and not the man. Okay. You know how pops or something, when they get mad at you, kind of hit their... All right. That's what he did, right? But read.
So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him first cast the stone at her.
Guess what? It said let him first cast a stone at her. Any of y'all among y'all, any one of y'all, let him cast that first stone. Y'all go ahead. Y'all crack it off. He sat back and waited. He said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's show you right there. Let's go ahead and do it, man. That's the letter of the law that condemns of death, right? That show you even through the spirit that Christ wasn't even rolling like that. That wasn't the new wave. This is the new wave, right? I'm talking about, hey, but watch this read.
And again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground.
So he stood up, he said, hey, y'all go ahead then. I'm finna go right back to it, right? But watch this read.
And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience.
Because a lot of brothers and sisters be convicted, man, by their own conscience, man. You sitting up there going hard on the brother and sister, and then you got to sit back and think like, damn, I'm really doing the same thing as them. They just got caught. I didn't. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of people say, man, they got caught and I didn't. And they think they just so good that you're going to escape the judgment of God. See, I knew I wasn't going to get caught because, see, I fast every Tuesday, so that's why the Lord blot out my sins. See, they probably ain't fasting. That's why they got caught and they sin. Man, that's retarded, man. I'm talking about, that's a dumbass way to think, man. I'm going to tell you, a lot of brothers and sisters probably think that. I pray a lot. I still read. I still be sinning and stuff, though. The Lord ain't gonna put my stuff on blast because I know he got me. No, he don't got you. You better hope he put you on blast or let somebody find out so they can help your ass, man. I was finna say help your stupid ass because that's some stupid stuff, man.
That's right.
A brother and sister, they see something off against one another, man, we should correct one another, man. That's that Matthew 18 and 15. You should want to correct your brothers and sisters. Why? So that we all can make it to the kingdom. Man, just picture this. I see something on me. He tell me, man, Ak, you got to do A, B, C, and D. And I'm like, okay, Ak, you right. Then I do A, B, C, and D. And we in the kingdom. And you got your damn book open. And he said, man, A, B, C, and D. Man, you checked every single one. You barely made it by A, B, C, and D. You don't think I'm going to be happy that Ross told me A, B, C, and D? I'm going to be ecstatic. I'm like, see, I knew you was looking out for me. I knew you had my best interest. That's why I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, which gate we going through? You know what I'm saying? But we will never get there as a nation of people if we always just want to throw dirt, tear somebody down, and don't build nobody up. You done took away all the letters, but guess what? Now you got to put them back at point A, man. Come on, man. I'm talking about, man, hey, for real, man. But read on, not.
Verse 9 from the top. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last.
Read.
And Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst.
Read,
when Yahushua had lifted up himself, and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? I'm gonna put a bit of
man.
Accusers. Had no man condemned thee? She said, No, man, Lord. And Yahushua said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Because he told her straight up, man, well, just go sin no more, man. Go repent, man. Go come back to the knowledge of the truth. Go do the right thing. Because guess what? She's still gonna have to go home and go talk to her family, talk to her husband, what she just did. And what you think the Lord would want her husband to do? Forgive her. If not, put her away. The Lord wants to one of the two things, man. But guess what? Even in the midst of, if you put her away, you forgive her. Man, I forgive you for doing that. I just can't forget it. I'm going to go ahead and go some other way. Or guess what? I do forgive you. We're going to make this work and we're going to reconcile this thing, man. But guess what? She going to have to go home and deal with that. She going to have to face it, regardless of what her brother and sister do. When you are brought to this state and you are brought to this judgment seat, whether it been publicly or privately within your congregation or within everywhere, you're going to have to take the heat, man. But what comes after, man? What are the brothers and sisters willing to help you with? Because you're going to have to come to your brothers and sisters. You should feel a damn shame going off and knowing that you throwing in the midst of the congregation. Because now you might have put the whole congregation at risk. Like during the time of Joshua, the brothers took the Babylonian garment. Not only did he hinder himself and his family, he hindered the whole nation. We have to understand that this thing is just not a one-sided thing. It wasn't just that brother's off, man. It's everybody. His one mighty fall might have took a big toll on Israel. And it did. You got brothers trying to leave, sisters trying to leave. Now you got different doctrines, different camps. You got different, all these things just popping up out of the blue now. Because of this one thing, man. Brother gonna take his lick. But guess what? Brother gonna build himself back up too, man. And it's gonna take all of us to build each other back up, man. We already in a wicked world that's always against us. Why we gotta be against each other, man? Come on, man.
That's right, man. Or it could be like the 7 churches. I have a few things against these, but just because that one brother had,
that's right.
Everybody else, man.
That's right.
I don't want to be like that, man.
You never want to be like that, man.
Be one of the 2 churches, Philadelphia. What was the other one?
Smyrna.
Smyrna.
The good church.
Good church. 1 second.
I'm talking about for real, man. Yeah, Smyrna.
Yeah, Smyrna and Philadelphia.
That's right. I'm talking about, man, we got to, man. Let's get this, yeah, man, let's get this last precept, man. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians. Go to 2 Thessalonians, man. Chapter 3 and verse 15. Matter of fact, hold on. See if I can find this precept real quick. Lord willing, I can. Let's get this other precept real quick. Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 4 and 12 real quick. Praises.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, and conversation, and charity, and spirit, and faith, and purity.
Because guess what, man? You don't want nobody to despise your youth, man. Because guess what? During that time, man, he reverted back to his old man. The Lord said, come back to me as a babe. So guess what? Now he got to start back over. Guess what? Not so much with his understanding, but guess what? With his relationship with the Lord. Hey, you got to build yourself back up now, man. Man, despise your youth. Man, that was a young, foolish thing that I did. I repent from it. And guess what? Instead of me sitting up there making all these apology letters and doing all these things that everybody wants a brother and sister to do, guess what? He said he's going to be an example of the believers, man, in word, in his conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. Anytime a brother and sister fall, man, this is exactly how you should want to be moving. When you first came into the truth, this is how you wanted to be moving, man. I always keep this mindset. I always keep going with this same thing, man. And read on.
Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine.
Man, I'm talking about the Lord said to reading, to exhortation. We got to exhort one another, man. Listen, till he comes, give to reading, exhortation, and doctrine, man. We have to be willing to do these things, man. Come on, man. Now let's get this last one, man. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3, and start at verse 14.
It's the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3, and verse 14.
Bring it out.
And if any man obey not our word by this epistle, note that man, and have no company with him, that he may be ashamed.
Because guess what? During the midst of this, when it first cracked off, that's what should have happened. Brother got corrected. Guess what? He got chastised. He got all these things, not only from elders, but guess what? He ultimately got the judgment from the Lord. And he got judgment to come. And we noted that man, and we're not going to have no company with him. We're not dealing with it. Not needless to say his whole camp, his congregation. But with that man, hey, we're going to note that man. We ain't going to have no dealings with him, that he may be ashamed. You want a brother and sister to feel ashamed for what the hell they did, because it's going off. When I go off, guess what? I want people to give me my time so I can be ashamed and I can humble myself back down to the Lord. Because it said, 2 Corinthians, I want made you sorrow. I made you sorrow to repentance. I wanted you to feel so bad that you came back to me wholeheartedly on your hands and knees saying, Lord, forgive me, man. For I have sinned. Take your spirit, the Holy Spirit, not away from me, like Psalms 51, man. King David had the mightiest humbling of ever. And he took that thing on the chin, man. Job took a mighty humbling from the Lord, man. All these people took mighty humblings from the Lord. Saul, man, Paul. Mighty humblings from the Lord, man. He went from giving out all these ass whooping in the churches to getting his ass kicked everywhere he went, man. And he had to take it, man. When we getting humbled down from the Lord, man, this is what it's meant to do, man. To make you ashamed, not to make you feel some type of way. In that type of way, but guess what make you feel so bad? To make you want to go harder to repent and come back to your God, man. I don't even want to butcher. I at least want to give y'all that precept, man. That's 2 Corinthians 7 and 9, man. If y'all want that, y'all can go read it, man. But read on that out.
Verse 15. Yet count him not as an enemy.
But don't count the brother or sister as an enemy, man. He's not a damn heathen. She's not a damn heathen. She's not of the other nation. He and she is your people, man.
That's right.
An Israelite indeed, man. Read.
But admonished him as a brother.
And guess what? You just gonna correct them, man. Correct that brother or sister as you love yourself, man. You know how many times Christ had to correct his own people? How many times he got on Peter's ass? I'm talking about he got on Peter a lot. He said, you're going to deny me 3 times. He called him Satan. He did all these things, man.
That's right.
But guess what? He never gave up on him, man. He always found a way to exhort Peter, to pick him back up. And Peter was a mighty damn apostle, man. Think about how many times the Lord chastised Saul with Paul, man. To turn him into Paul. And he chastised him even more. A thorn in his flesh. But he said, man, your grace is sufficient for thee, man.
That's right.
At the end all be all, man. Brothers and sisters, we need each other the most in these last days, man.
Yeah, because like even in that 14, when it says have no company with them, we know that's for a season. Man.
That's
it's
right.
Not for a forever type of thing.
That's right.
Because as soon as the brother he get his stuff back in order, and we see that he pushing forward and doing thus said the Lord.
That's right.
We be back with him, open arms and everything.
That's
man.
right, man.
As if it never happened. Shit,
Just like a brother and sister going to jail, man. You going to the depths in the belly of the well, man. You're going to be ashamed. You're going to be in darkness. You're going to be in cold, man.
Sure.
But when the Lord emerge you out and let you come out, guess what you got us to welcome you back home?
Right.
Welcome home, all right? Welcome home, sis.
Right.
Let's get back to it. Hand back on the plow. Let's work, man.
Right.
And you should be going 10 times harder now.
That's right.
Sisters, you're going 10 times harder for the Lord now, man. And we always can never forget these things, because when we all fall in this truth, we're going to want somebody to lean on, man.
That's right.
And guess what, man? We got to make sure that we there for one another and not sitting there just tearing down and pulling down, man. Build up at the end of the day, man.
That's right.
And with that, man, we're going to say shalom, man. Shabbat shalom to brothers and sisters that tuned in, man. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth, man. Y'all keep on being that light. Keep being diligent. Continue to being submissive to the Most High God, man. Continue to do His will and His will only. Thank you, brothers and sisters, that get to the GoFundMe and to the Cash App. That money is being greatly used for the magnification of a nation, man. And continue to keep these things going and to keep, guess what, to keep us rolling, man. To keep arms going, to keep food rolling in the building, to keep everything that we need to continue to be prosperous in the Lord's name, man. Feast days coming up next week. We should have the Feast of Purim, Destruction of Nicanor. Then a little bit after that, we got the New Year coming. Turn up, turn up. 14 days after that, we got the Passover. We got a lot of things coming from the Most High God, man. We got to make sure that we together as one nation, man. Celebrating these things in the Most High God name, man. Here at the Battle Axes, man, we always finish with a law, statute, or a commandment. I think the one that we should just get, man, is Leviticus 19 and 17, man. I'm talking about Leviticus 19 and 17, man. Thank you, brothers and sisters that tuned in, man. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Push this truth around the four corners of the earth, man. Law, Leviticus 19:17. Go ahead,
This the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Bring it up.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Because we can't hate one another, man. We can't bear hatred. We can't continue to drag that hatred with one another. We can't hate it, brothers and sisters, in our heart, man. Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Because guess what? We should not let one time go by that we don't correct our brothers and sisters. Why? Because we're trying to perfect the ministry, man. Read on.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Because we can't let brothers and sisters sit in their secret sins. You're going to call it out, we're going to squash it, and we're going to do thus said the Lord following after, man. Read.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
But read,
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
And that's thus said the Lord, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. All praise to the Most High God, man, for this class, man. Y'all brothers and sisters stay safe on this Shabbat. Y'all stay diligent. Y'all stay strong, man, and continue to watch, because y'all adversary the devil, man, as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour, man. And y'all brothers and sisters tune in tomorrow for a mighty class, man. I want to say Captain Benaniyah got this class coming up. Brothers and sisters tune in for a mighty class tomorrow, man. And y'all brothers and sisters stay safe, man. Shalom.